Okie dokie. Right, let me just sort this out. I'm in Second Life right now. So I've got, switch over to the other camera. I'm going to unpack the other motherboard. Volume's a bit loud on there. I should turn the volume down a bit. Okay, so let's see where we're at. I've been putting it off because I was hoping that my voice would get a bit better, and it has a bit, but not great. But I'm better than it was. So, if you remember, a few days ago we tested the M5A78L-M Motherboard. Oosh! That had a bent D-sub. It looked like it had been in a car accident, basically. It looked like it had been in a wreck. So, let's get this graphics card out of the way a minute. So I've got the other one. Just a minute. And this one is still sealed up. Right, it's all bagged up and sealed. Right, I have absolutely no doubt that this one's going to be okay, because the seller was meticulous. It's obviously well looked after. Let's put this box back. So I haven't even opened the bag yet. The bag is sealed, right? Anti-static bag. Comes with a back plate. I'm looking through the plastic right now. None of them pins are bent. The other motherboard, it was in a right. Even the pins were slightly bent. It looks terrible, but this one's really good. So, alright, so I'll show you open this. Well, if it had to go back for any reason, I would need to put it back in a bag, but it looks like I'm going to end up cutting it all open, so I'm just going to, where's my big scissors? If I use my knife, it's going to go all over the place. If I can find my big scissors. I don't know where I'll put them. I thought we'd have some nice sound effects in the background with Second Life. Made sure I got the volume set right. Should be alright. So, it's been sealed across the middle there, so that's separate in a separate packet. So if I cut straight down here, in theory, should be good. to get the back plate out, I'll have to cut it off that way, but I'm going to leave it in there for now because I don't need it yet. Obviously that comes when I come to fit it inside a computer. Right. I've not given this 100% inspection obviously yet. Got no reason to do. It looks in very good shape. Right. Looks like the battery is newer. So I'm holding the metal can because I'm grounded when you do that. Now the difference with this motherboard is that it didn't come with a CPU. That's fine because I have actually ordered a 6-core CPU and absolutely no sign of any damage whatsoever. Looks in very good condition, so right, let's see where we're at. Now there's my HDMI cable. That wants to be over there. Actually, there's something different about this one. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I could have sworn that the lever was pointing down on the other one and the power socket was over here and these sockets were at the top. Am I imagining things? Am I imagining things? Are these sockets on the right here and these sockets over here, were they on the top on the other motherboard? That's strange. I must be imagining it. Must be. Something not the same. Yeah, the HDMI socket's on the left on here. Before, on the video, I was plugging it in over here, wasn't I? Oh no, I see what I did. I think. When I plugged the PCI Express card in, it was overlapping on the table. I don't know. Anyway, I'll have to go and check my video again later. Right. Onboard graphics, I'm going to plug that in first. It's grounded to the other TV now. That was just weird. Right, so the CPU pin 1 is this corner, top right. I've got to put the CPU in as well. So I'm going to use the Arctic Silver ceramic that I ordered, not the one that came with it. It's in here because I think that's a cheaper one. Came with it, but it's a cheaper brand. And I'm going to have to turn my chair around here because I need somewhere to sit. Otherwise I'm going to have a bad back again. Last time I was, oh, it's better already. So, I'm not hurrying, I'm taking my time. Obviously when you're doing a live stream, things can get quite long. Right, so, pin 1 is in that corner there. Let's get the CPU installed. Oh, I put this back on, didn't I? We opened it now. I'm going to touch that to ground myself because I'm grounded through the monitor lead at the moment. I want that one over there. It dropped in perfectly. On the other one there was a slight bit of resistance, but this one went straight in. No problem. You can't test these things without a CPU. There's that box. Put out the way. Okay, alcohol, because I need to make sure it's we've got good thermal bondage when I put the thermal grease on. Oh, I've got a bit of tissue over here. No, I don't. Sorry, I put. No. Now, there's a little something I wanted to talk about regarding thermal contact. A lot of people don't know this, but I'll tell you. I spent a long time cleaning this heatsink underneath the other day. Even when it appeared that there was no longer any thermal grease or anything on it, there was oxidation on it. Now, oxidation is actually corrosion. It's when aluminium oxide forms on the surface. If you have a layer of aluminium oxide, it's going to reduce your thermal conductivity, so it will be less effective in soaking up heat. So what I did was I really cleaned this thoroughly. I rubbed it until all the black stuff came off, because it was, every time I cleaned it I could see more black stuff on the tissue, and that was oxide. That was aluminium oxide. You have to get that off, because if you don't, you'll have a thermal barrier and you'll have less effective heat transfer. There's no need to spray it on the CPU, because that's probably what somebody else did on that other motherboard that we sent back, because there was residual stuff that got between the contacts. Come out, it's not working. There was residual stuff that had come out that had got between the contacts, and that can cause problems with capacitance. between the pins. See, even though that looked clean, there was residual on there. Right, so I've got that off. I'm going to get myself a little plastic bag because I'm using my finger, but I'm not going to use my finger directly because it's, yeah, messy. So the way I put the thermal paste on, there's a plastic bag, a sandwich bag or something, and you put your hand in, you get your finger, and then you're going to spread it out like that, and I will get it all over my hand. So I'll do that when I'm ready. Right, we want somewhere about a pea size on here. This doesn't look like Arctic silver. It's white. I thought this was Arctic silver. It's not. Well, it says ceramic. Well, we'll try it. It says ceramic. So ceramic thermal compound. It could be white. It doesn't have to be brown or black, whatever. We'll find out. It's marked. It's rated at 2 anyway, so we'll find out. My finger is going to slide out this bag, so I'm going to wrap this thing around my finger. Because otherwise I think my hand's going to slip. I can do this. What the hell is this? This isn't wire. What the hell is that? I just have to hold it like that. Quite thick. Put a little bit more in the middle there. Right. Oh, I think this is version 1. This is a new, yeah. This motherboard is a later version. Probably why it's that's my imagination. Probably why it's oriented slightly different. I don't know. There we're on. Wiggle it a bit. Just make that thermal paste spread out that I put a dab in the middle because it always spreads out by itself anyway, but sometimes it doesn't cover all the edges. That's why I put it on the edges all the way around first, because it will settle. And I'm wiggling it because it's wiggling less and less, because as the suction pulls it down, I can feel more contact with it now. Oh yeah, it's going down. Just a little bit of wiggle, not too much. That's good enough. It'll settle by itself now. Right, put the fan on. Right, power supply. Let's get these out of the way. You can move it over there a bit. Get near the power supply. I want to be on the edge of the table though. Near enough. Because when I put this card in to test it, that thing needs to hang over the edge. So this bubble wrap is spreading out. Get rid of that thing. There we go. I'm sure you can see it, right? Yeah. Okay. It definitely looks like it's different design, this one. A later revision. You know what? No, it's alright. It's alright. My mind was. I was having negative thoughts. Right, so let's see. Right, power socket, the main one. And we're in. Where's the other end? A little clip on the outside goes over that little catch on there. Make sure you get them in right. Otherwise, poof! Right, that's all plugged in. Memory. Exactly the same memory I was using on that motherboard that was faulty. Fingers crossed. Didn't do any harm to that, but it shouldn't have done. Should be fine. Right. Check this, make sure everything's good. Like which way around going. Upside down. Okay, we're in. Memory's installed. Right, HDMI is plugged in. Right, all being well, this should actually boot up. Oh, what did you think happened? What have I forgotten? USB keyboard. Get right way up. It was the right way up. It's a tight fit. Pull it out just to make sure contacts have been rubbed. That's good, that's in. Okay, all good. So far so good. I took the battery out of the keyboard because for some reason the batteries keep running flat. This keyboard's not perfect, it's got some issues on one of the keys. Look. It's good enough for this. Right, keyboard connected. Mouse switched on. Alright, let's turn this bugger on and see what happens. Right. I'm trying to get my camera is not going to angle properly, so tell you what, I'll put the camera over here, maybe we can get a better view. Right, so the two pins over here, as what switches it on? Right, power, turn power on. I'll turn on first. Right, let's wait for that to come up. One HDMI. Okay, turn the power on to the motherboard. Power's on to the motherboard. Alright, we'll turn it on. See what happens. Here we go. It works. It works. It works. I want to go into BIOS. No, I haven't got any drive plugged in right now. But it works. You saw it. It's come on. This motherboard works. Alright. Now that I've determined that it works, I'm going to plug in my... I'm going to switch it off. And I'm going to plug in my... my external Blu-ray disc. So remember, we did exactly the same thing. We did exactly the same thing on that other motherboard that was damaged and it didn't work. Didn't do a damn thing. So this one works. Right, I'm going to turn it off. Right, because I got to plug in this external Blu-ray drive, which is this thing. So I'm going to move this. It has 3 power connectors. It requires 1.5 amps to run properly. So I'm gonna, what's that on there? So let's, we're gonna run Linux from Blu-ray. So I'm going to plug in I can't see where the sockets are, just a minute. Right, I'm going to plug in, that's USB 3, so I'm going to put this in to one of the USB sockets for power, and the other two is blue, it's USB 3. So USB 3 for that one. USB 2 for the other one. There we go. Right, now that this Blu-ray, did I remember to move my camera? Oh shit, no I didn't. Now that this Blu-ray is plugged in, let's power up. Oh, I can't eject until I power the motherboard on. I was trying to get into the BIOS. Ah, we're in BIOS now. Great! Ooh, my Zorinos CD. Well, DVD. I better get rid of this bag that's got some paste all over it before I get it all in my frigging hands again, which I already did because I picked up the bag and it went on my hand. Right, so it's going to say that there's no devices detected because the motherboard has just got nothing plugged in except for a Blu-ray device, right? I'm going to zoom in. So you can get a bit better view of what we're seeing on the screen. Right, let's set this up a little bit. The date's right. No, it's not. It's backwards. In the UK, we have UK time, so I need to set the system date to different time zone. How do I do that? 13:42. What time is it? Oh, that's wrong. It should be 1500. All right, 1500. 15. 1500 is near enough. What is the date? Oh, it might be wrong. It's the 4th of June, so it says June 4th. So that's fine. I'll have to sort that out later. Right, so that's okay. SATA configuration. Let's check the heatsink. It's cold. It's cold. Good. Oh, let me get my sound on. I want to do everything we did last time. The last time when the other motherboard was used to start up, I used this. Right, I'm going to take a reading. According to this, it's 26 degrees Celsius, the CPU. I'll take a reading from the side. It says 28 degrees Celsius. So that's the temperature of the CPU, the actual heatsink. So that's good. Right. Startup configuration. Well, we're on ID mode, so I'm going to leave that as ID. System information. Right, this is important. This tells us what our CPU is, which is what I just got. Let me move this over a bit so you get a better angle. Trying to zoom in a bit. All that matters right now is what we see on the screen, because we already know that the motherboard is working. Right. So, as you can see, the build date was the 14th of the 11th, 2012. Because they seem to have the date format in the other way around. I mean, that was 14th of November 2012. Obviously, it can't be. You only have 12 months in a year, so it's definitely the 14th day. Right, and the speed of this CPU is actually faster than my main computer, which I'm using right now to live stream, because my CPU on my main computer has a speed of 3.3, 3,300 megahertz. This has got 3,500 megahertz. So this motherboard and CPU is better than what I'm actually using right now to live stream. It's actually slightly better grade. And the installed memory is 4 GB. Right, let's look at advanced. CPU overclocking auto, it's all auto, which is fine. Right, let's check on CPU configuration. L1 cache 288 kilobyte, L2 cache 6144 kilobyte. I think it's better than mine actually. Can't remember what mine is, but it must be better because it's a higher speed, so it'll probably have more cache on it anyway. Right, let's look at down here. I like to turn that on. Secure virtual machine mode. It's a good idea to have that on, because if you're actually running a virtual machine on your computer, it won't work if that's not turned on. So let's say you installed VMware or VirtualBox. If you install VirtualBox, it would not work without that turned on. Right, so this is giving me a lot of hope now that I can build this into a case and know that it's going to work, because I don't want to fight about connecting cables, installing all the hardware, and finding out it didn't work. Because by bench testing it first, you eliminate all other possibilities that there might be some other problem somewhere else, you see. Obviously I want to test that other graphics card as well. Right, let's go on to chipset. So it's using onboard graphics right now. This should be disabled, yeah, because the memory is not. The memory on this motherboard doesn't use ECC memory. I mean, error correction doesn't use error correction control memory, so it should be on disabled. Right, let's go out of that. Internal graphics. That's what it's using internally. We'll leave that as it is. Onboard devices configuration. Oh, that's all good. I have to do a thorough test. Plug and play OS. It says no. I'm going to change that to yes. Or maybe I'll leave it on no, because I'm not sure about Linux. I'll leave it on no for now. USB configuration, I can always change that later, but I think mine's set to yes, so I'll have to go and double check what my other machine's set to. It's not critical. Right, that's all good. Oh, I want to know what temperatures are, don't I? Ah, it's down here. There we go. CPU temperature is currently 39 degrees Celsius. That's good considering it's not in a box. I mean, you get low temperatures when it's not in a box, obviously, because the air's, it's got plenty of air to circulate. So CPU fan speed is 1962 RPM. Motherboard temperature is 34 degrees Celsius. Chassis fan speed is not available, obviously, because there's not one plugged in right now. V-core voltage is 1.236. 3.3 volts, that's the battery. 3.304. 5 volt, that's good. 12 volts, good. CPU quiet fan function is enabled. It's probably a good idea to disable that because you get a better cooling. If I go to if I press enter, no, or is it? Oh, speed limit. Oh, it's down here. Instead of CPU quiet fan mode, I'll set that to turbo. It keeps it cooler. So if you're running intensive applications, it will speed the fan up to full. Right, that's all good. These things are so quiet anyway. Anti-surge is enabled. Right, boot. We've only got one device plugged in, so it's going to boot from the CD, the Blu-ray. Boot device priority. It's only got the Pioneer, so. Oh, I don't like numlock. I'll turn that off. useful if you're a programmer. Right, escape, security. I'm not setting a password up yet. I'll do that later. Right, we'll save our changes. Right, we're going to reboot now, and we're going to boot from the Blu-ray. There's only one issue. There might not be enough memory for this Linux to store in memory because there's no hard drive to write to. So Linux, Zorinos is going to have to run entirely from memory. So I'm probably going to get some errors. I might have to plug in that drive assembly I got. I may have to plug that in because Linux is going to detect that there's no hard drive. We'll see what happens. So by running it from running it entirely from CD or Blu-ray, I'll be able to run some checks, some hardware checks, and it'll also, if there's a memory problem, it would have shown up by now with some sort of corruption on the screen. Or Linux is pretty good at checking itself. It does a lot of checks. It does memory checks, CRC checks, file size checks. So if you got an error in your hardware somewhere, it would show up. The resolution is very tiny. I'll have to make it bigger when it's finished booting. Trying to get it all in, really. I'll make the screen resolution, the font, the screen text larger in a bit when it's finished. Obviously it can't download any updates because we're not connected to the internet. It's doing a MD5 checksums now. So it's checking all the files are intact and not corrupted. Normally I would skip this, but because it's the first time I'm running it on this motherboard, I'm going to let it do the full check, the full test. It's just important that you do that to make sure there's no file corruption, because file corruption can occur on the motherboard if there's a hardware problem. So not only is it checking that it's read the data properly from the DVD on the Blu-ray drive, it's also checking to make sure that the files themselves are intact and not being corrupted. If they had been corrupted, the question would arise, is it because of the Blu-ray not reading the data properly, or is it because the motherboard has a fault? But because we aren't there yet, everything's probably going to be fine. Fingers crossed. If I was making a video, I'd probably pause it, but obviously I can't because I'm live. Oh, I'm warm actually. It's actually a warm day today. It's nice. Summer. I'm worried about static. At least I don't need to touch nothing right now, so that's good. I do expect it might throw me an error though, because I've only got 4 gigabytes of memory in right now, and if it's trying to install or run Linux with more than 4 gigabytes, it's going to have a problem. But it's smart enough to see how much memory there is, and it'll probably run a basic minimal. It'll run a minimal system, but anyway, I'm pretty sure it's going to be less than 4 gig anyway. It'll be fine because it's running off disk. It usually loads what it needs to load. So while it's doing all this, what is our temperature at? We're currently at 27.6 degrees Celsius. That's from the top. What's on the side? About the same. What's the memory read? The memory is 31 degrees Celsius. The Asus heatsink that's on the motherboard is 39 degrees Celsius. The BIOS area 40 Celsius. And obviously another thing I wanted to check is to make sure that the keyboard, the mouse, everything works. I've also got the new graphics card that I ordered to test as well. So I'll probably do that on a different video, a different live stream. I'll be using this motherboard to test it on. seems silly to pull my computer out just to swap graphics cards. I want to make sure it's working fine on this one, and I'll know it's good to put in mine, because that's a lot of messing about. I'm going to pull it all out, and it's a lot of messing about. I think next week I'll get some more lithium batteries from the shop, because I'm not 100% sure this battery, the CMOS battery, is good, so I'm probably gonna swap it out anyway. I have to get some next week. There's a shop. I just saw some this morning in the shop. They've got them in there, so I had no money this week, so I'll grab some next week. The other ones I've got, the tiny thin ones, they're no good really. They rattle about. They're not the right size. They work, but they can be a little bit, yeah, intermittent if they're not connected, if not seated properly, you know. I think they're the CR25s, not the CR30s. Not the CR32s. I think they're the CR25. I don't know. I can't remember the number now. But you know what? This looks good. And we got sound. I just heard it. I'm just trying it because I can't install it because there's no hard drive. Yet. The only problem with running it from the disc CD is it takes forever to boot up because the CD is very slow. But all I wanted to do was make sure it's working right, and I've got the same issue with the going off the edge of the screen, because this particular monitor, this is why I didn't like it. It doesn't fit my other computer properly, so I thought, well, bugger that, I'm not using it. Because everything's off the edge of the screen. If you look, all the icons are off the edge. And let's change the resolution, see if I can get it a bit better. We're at maximum right now, I think. Let's set it to that one. That's better. I can see more icons now. You see the clock goes off the edge of the screen as well. So what I'm going to do, system tools, I don't know how much memory I've got, so, oh hang on, let's see, system, oh, have we got system information in here? Might not be installed. Or rather, it might not be loaded because it's not installed. You don't install it when you bring up a CD. Power statistics, let's look at that. Well, there's nothing because there's no power management, there's no power up system on here. Utilities. System monitor. Right, system monitor. It goes off the edge of the screen, look, so I'll have to resize it manually. Let's see how much memory we've got free. I have 3.8 gigabyte used. And I think I've got 28% free. So it's used up all of the memory on that module, because there was nowhere for it to store anything on a disk. So yeah, that's to be expected. No network, so I'm not plugged into anything. CPU 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 cores. CPU 6. 6 cores. It's pretty idle right now. File system. We won't have anything on the hard drive. There isn't any hard drives, so not a lot of information to tell at the moment to tell me. But from all accounts, it looks like it's all working perfectly, so that's great. I'm not sure what onboard graphics uses, but I haven't got that other software installed, obviously, that shows hardware information for my graphics, because it's just running off a CD in it. So what else have we got? Utilities, what are these? What else have we got here? Nothing really. I'd like to run some hardware diagnostic tools, but I would have to install them, and I haven't got, looking at how much memory it's using right now, I don't think it's worth trying that. It would probably not work because there's not enough memory. So yeah, because when you look at resources right now, we're using 3.8 gigabyte and this memory is 4 gigabytes, so it looks like there's only going to be like 200 megabytes free. Oh yeah, is that right? I think so. It says 28.6% free. Or is it 1.1 gigabyte free? Oh. So what I'm doing right now is just letting it run. It's a burning test, I suppose. What I could do is plug in a USB memory drive. What else is there to do? I can't think of anything right now. Well, I can't run a browser because there's no internet, so accessories. If I click on any of this stuff, it's going to load it into memory, and it's going to run out of memory. Run out of memory, probably. So I probably best not. So look at settings. See, every time I click on something, it reads from the disk. I'll change the wallpaper though. Ah. Oh. It's off the edge of the screen again. I hate it when it does that. It's driven me nuts before, that's why I stopped using this monitor. It's horrible. Might be big, but it's crap. It's too old. Right. So I'll change the desktop to that. So. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream because it works. And there's no point in me fumbling about trying to figure out what to do now because you're just going to be sat there waiting for me. So I'll keep you updated. I'm going to do a test with the another graphics card, and I also want to plug in my external hard drives as well. I have a hard drive I could actually install it onto, so that might be the next step, to install it on another hard drive for this motherboard. I could plug in my other SATA drive, which is using on that other machine. It will work straight away on this motherboard, but it might mess up some drivers because there's certain hardware that's not installed on this motherboard that is on the other one. And if I boot it from that disk, it would say, oh, those devices are no longer present. We'll remove them. And then when I go to plug this same disc back in my other machine, it's going to cause me some issues. So I think I best just install it on another disc. I've got a disc over there I can use. And I've also got the let's see. I've got the removable, let's zoom out. I got this a few weeks ago. This will go in the drive bay where the original floppy used to be on the computer. And it's for plugging in your SSD drives, like the same as on my other machine. You just open the drawers. It's sealed, I haven't opened it yet. But it's the same as what I showed you previously on my other machine. You just slide these buttons out and these little drawers pop out. You put your SSD drive straight in. From the outside, you don't have to mess about inside your computer. You don't have to fart about taking the lid off and everything and unplugging cables. It's plug and play. You just plug your drive in and that's it. You're away. So these are not expensive. I think they're about 20 quid or something. 23 quid or something. And you can have 2 hard drives in there. And I was impressed with the other ones, so I thought I'll get another. We've also got LEDs on the front. Tell you when your drive's active. So I need to get these installed on that other case. And yeah, if you want to scan the QR code, I don't know if that'll get you what you want. You can probably find it. Right, anyway, it's on eBay anyway. I'm just going to leave it running for burning.